big sis T Renee. Yes, I'm calling myself Big Sis. We're gonna coin myself the Big Sis on this channel. Reason being because for some reason, the younger generation, my generation, and those that are older than my generation seem to think that I'm in my 20s. I get that so much, especially at different jobs I've had throughout the years. They always think I'm that young. And when the younger generation or anybody find out my age, I'm suddenly Big Sis. And y'all, the younger generation, they always attach to me like leeches. And they treat me like I'm their Big Sis, which is cool too. Thanks mom and dad for the genes, I guess. I don't think I look that young, but apparently to a lot of these folks I do. And I mean, I've been getting it a lot lately. It's crazy. But anyway, yes, we're going to move along to the story time because that's why y'all here, right? And as I'm sure you have seen the title already, this is a story time about a girl's trip gone wrong. Who doesn't love a story time filled with some tea about a sour girl's trip? I mean, we all live for that, right? So we're going to get straight to this video. Okay, we're going to give these people in the story time a name. Let's see. Okay, my homegirl. Well, she was my homegirl. She's not my homegirl no more. But I'm sure we'll have story times about that as well. Anyway, so we're going to call her... We're going to call this girl. We're going to call her Bird. Yeah. My homegirl Bird or whatever. So she comes and she tells me about this trip she's supposed to be going on to New Orleans with her stepsis and her stepsis best friend. And this girl she claimed was her cousin. But y'all, the way they used to fight, I don't think that was her cousin. I secretly think this was just a girl that she like dated off and on or whatever. And I feel like she didn't want a lot of people to know that she kind of dated women and men. I mean, baby, do you? Who am I to judge you? And I've never been a judgmental friend, but I love people to be themselves. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But anyway, them folks used to fight so much to the point where she used to have bruises and stuff on her body. Like, that shit is so toxic. And again, why would you want somebody like that to go on a trip with you? But it ends up being that that girl that she claimed was her cousin ended up not being able to go on this trip. And she claimed it was because she didn't have the money. I'm like, oh, okay. So she was like, I was originally going to invite you anyway, but I feel like you probably wouldn't want to go. So do you want to go? In the back of my mind, I'm like, you didn't want me to come in the first place for whatever reason. I really shouldn't even go. But you know, I'm like, you know what? It's cool. I want a vacation. I need a vacation. I'm ready to go somewhere because it has been some months and I haven't been anywhere. So I want to go. And I haven't really been on many girls trips. So I was like, okay, this should be fun. I mean, it's New Orleans. Who doesn't have a good time in New Orleans unless you just approved? But anyway, so yeah, so we get to preparing for this. And so let's give this other person a name. We're going to call this girl Noya. If you hear me say Lil Noya or whatever, I'm talking about her. And the reason being is because she's a native of New Orleans. Don't really know how long she's been in our city, but it doesn't really matter. She's a native from New Orleans. So this is originally her plan, was to them all go to New Orleans and, you know, for like a week or weekend or whatever. And she was going, it was for somebody's birthday. It was for her birthday. And, you know, she would want to go visit her family. She's going to introduce them to her family. You know, all that extra shit. But anyway, so she gets to plan it or whatever. And we were supposed to get the money together that we was going to give her for like our hotel accommodations and other little things that we were supposed to be able to get into during the time. Me, on the other hand, I'm the type of person where I kind of like to have control of where my money goes. I know I'm not very trusting of other people with my money, especially if I don't really know you like that. Even though, granted, I've met her on several occasions because Bird used to have little gatherings at her house, and that's where I met her. And Bird recently had a birthday, so I think that's kind of where the trip kind of came from. Like, Bird introduced all of us to her stepsis and her stepsis friend, because they all had came to our city, and they from like the Carolinas, so they would do a lot of road trips and drive all the time. So they had came up there for Bird's birthday, and they all hung out that night after her birthday, after we had the dinner for her birthday, which I didn't want to hang out. I didn't want to hang in the street. And number one, a lot of them are a little younger than me, and I just didn't want to hang out with a whole bunch of young people. I mean, the young people in this generation today, insane. Not saying I won't go do certain things with them. Shit, I'll go have drinks with you during the daytime. I'll go to dinner with you during the daytime. I may take a trip if it's a mixed group of people, which we did, and I'm okay with that. But I just didn't want to hang out in our city at night like that. I just wasn't up for it anyway. But anyway, so yeah, they doing whatever they did that night, and they playing this trip or whatever. So, okay. I'm asking the girl, Noya, okay, so, you know, because they make a group chat. So I'm like, what hotel are we staying in, and what are we paying money for, this, that, and the third for? Like, where are we going for this and that? Why are we paying XYZ amount of money to you? And me, I'm the type of person where I do thorough research when I'm traveling somewhere. I need to know where the neighborhood is that we're staying in. Number one, what type of hotel, Airbnb are we staying in? And the places that we're supposed to be going. I need to know exactly where I am and what's going on at all times. You know, I just need to know these things, because when I plan trips, I'm really doing thorough research. I'm checking facts about crime rates and all that stuff and all that going on. And especially when I get to learn, like what Airbnb, they may not give you the address until close to the trip. But sometimes they step up on there and they will put an address in there, or they'll like put a map on there. And me, baby, I'm going to go to that map. I'm going to pinpoint that stuff around. The stuff that's around it. I need to know all of that. I'm going to look at those photos. And sometimes they'll put a photo of a building that it's in. I'm going to go off of Airbnb, go to my web browser, pull up that particular building. And 9 out of 10 is some type of condo, a hotel. I'm going to do my research on it. But it ends up being that they didn't want to stay in an Airbnb. So she shows us some pictures and stuff, prices of a hotel. Okay, that's cool. Again, me being me, I'm finna go look up this hotel. I need to know what this hotel looks like and where is it located. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people probably like location don't really matter because crime can happen in the best of neighborhoods. That is very true, but I still need to know what is around us for several different reasons. But anyway, so yeah, I look up the hotel. Y'all, when I say this hotel was very much given, it hosted toots there. Y'all know what toots are, right? Yeah. Like it was filled with cigarette smoke, pool water, bed bugs, roaches, rats, whatever it just gave that. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I quickly called up Bird. I'm like, Bird, ma'am, I did my research and looked at the hotel, and it's very much given that this hotel have not been revitalized since Hurricane Katrina or whatever else has happened down here in Louisiana. Because, you know, New Orleans is known to have had very terrible storms run through there. And Hurricane Katrina was one of the worst ones. And a lot of those businesses down there never was able to recover and revitalize their businesses down there. They couldn't do the upkeep on it. So I get that, because even in our city, a lot of things have been torn down throughout the years. Even though we didn't have a catastrophe like that, just that when times change, things get expensive and they can't afford the upkeep on it to keep it thriving. So I understand. But what you're not going to do is, number one, put us in some bullshit and then you trying to overcharge us because you trying to make a profit off of us. Baby, you are not a travel agent. And even then, no, you just not gonna make a profit off of us on this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And she claimed the reason why she picked this hotel was because she was supposed to be getting a discount on this hotel. Okay, that's cool or whatever. But you're not gonna put me in that shit. So I was like, no, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find us a hotel. Matter of fact, I had already looked it up. I said, I found us a different hotel, and it's in the middle of everything. And like, I'm not gonna say I'm like bougie or whatever, but I care about where I sleep. I care about where I sleep. And then what if I don't want to get out and go run the city and we want to have a chill day? We need to be somewhere where we can do things at our hotel or around our hotel and be comfortable. So, you know, I tell her that, and I'm guessing, of course, I'm sure she tells her stepsis like, hey, we decided to go this way, because I'm like, they can stay there or they can try to come stay where we at. So they was like, nah, we gonna come stay with y'all there, because apparently they looked up the hotel as well. So they booked them some time there. They did. So fast forward. Here's the time. The time is coming up for the trip or whatever. So best friend and stepsis was gonna be getting there like days prior to when we was coming. We was coming more so close on the weekend, me and Bird. We was gonna be like leaving out that Thursday or Friday. Yeah, and just be there, you know, for like that weekend or whatever. Leave on that Sunday. Something like that. And so, being that best friend and stepsis have never been to New Orleans, like I said, they was there for the entire week. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what they did. And them, like I said, those are like road buddies. They drive and travel like that all the time. So, it was nothing to them to do that. To be somewhere like that. That's what they do. So yeah, they drove down to New Orleans. I mean, we drove too, because I ended up renting a car on Turo. And that's another thing. I feel like originally she wanted me to go, but she did want me to go. I don't know the reason behind her old girl not going on it. Like I said, it probably I'm sure it really was the girl didn't have her monies together, and she needed somebody to come along that had money. And she knew I was going to have my money together. I ended up renting out the car. And like I said, I found the hotel. But she did pay money. She did split the hotel with me. She did split our room with me. But I ended up paying for the rent a car myself. Which that was fine with me because, you know, I wanted what I wanted. And she claimed she was going to drive. But she didn't. I drove the entire way. And it was probably like, what, a 6-hour drive from our city? It probably was yeah. And this probably was like a 6-hour drive from where we stay. So, you know, that was fine. Anyway, so the day comes. We're leaving. We're on our way headed down to New Orleans. And like 2 hours out, it just starts pouring down raining. And, you know, we got to drive all the way through Mississippi from Tennessee to get to Louisiana. Y'all, it stormed the whole way there. I was so freaked out. Number one, because I ended up renting this convertible, and I think it was a Camaro. And my reasoning for renting it because my plan was for us to stop over in Biloxi, Mississippi, and just spend some time at the beach. Because, you know, you're going to get to that part of Mississippi before you get to New Orleans. Yeah, you're going to like deviate off the path a little bit, but it's not that far. I mean, I think New Orleans is probably like 30 minutes away from that part of Mississippi, from that part of the beach. So that's what I wanted to do. You know, that's what she wanted to do because I don't think she been to Biloxi before, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, but that plan fell through because of the rain, which that was fine too. And at this point, I'm eating the road up because I'm ready to get there at this point. I have been freaked out. And then Bird has slick got on my damn nerves because she's mad because she hasn't heard from Noya. Again, this was Noya's trip that she put together, supposedly. She haven't heard from Noya, which I kind of understand that too, but you fine. You're going to have your step-sis, your big sis, who she called me, again, the younger generation always calling me big sis, which that's cool too. You're going to have me with you. You got your folks with you. You should be good. And, you know, we'll link up with her and her folks when we can. But I don't know what they had going on. Like I said, Bird was sneaky as hell. She was such a liar. Half of these people, I think she had some type of relations with them because the way she would be flipping out when they wouldn't do certain things, or like, I don't know. the shit was just weird. This shit was just weird. But anyway, so yeah. Fast forward, we get to New Orleans. Still no word from old girl, from Lil Noya. No word from her. She's upset. I'm like, girl, just try to call her back a little later. You know, she's probably tied up with her family because again, she hadn't been. She was there. She's from, like I said, because again, she hadn't been home in some time, and I guess she was just trying to spend time with her family, which she really could have communicated that. She really could have communicated that with Bird. But of course, you know, some people, they communicate, but of course, some people have piss poor communication. Even in some friendships, you got people that just do not know how to communicate. And she should have communicated that. And a lot of this misunderstanding of things could have been cleared up from the beginning. So, okay. So, we there for some time. We end up, you know, her stepsister and her friend end up pulling up behind us as we're, you know, getting our things and giving the car to valet and checking in. Because I guess they had came from shopping or something like that. Again, like I mentioned earlier, they had been there for some time already. So they pull up behind us and, you know, we embracing or whatever. Well, I had already met them and she was like, oh, y'all remember my sis Tania and all that shit. Blase. So yeah, we do all that. And then so we know we get checked in, we go to our room, they come into our room with us, you know, looking around, talking and whatever, and trying to decide what we're gonna do later because we didn't really have an itinerary like that. Which that's another red flag to me when you're going on group trips. Somebody needs to have some type of itinerary in place. Especially when plan A don't fall through. And plan A was Noya having things for us to do. So, you know, we end up getting in the room, checking in, you know, kind of unpacking, getting a shower or whatever. Because like I said, we had been driving and it rained and I just needed a refresher. So we took showers, threw on some clothes. And at this point, it wasn't really raining in New Orleans. It wasn't raining when we got there. So we were good on that. We ended up going down, walking around Bourbon a little bit because we was close to everything. Like we wasn't on Bourbon or Canal, but we was very close. So and the hotel was really nice, y'all, and it was a fairly new hotel. So yeah, it was cool. You know, we walked around in the hotel a little bit. We kind of like pre-gamed at the bar we had downstairs, and like this bar had these big windows you can just see through. Like it was nice, so you could pretty much see everything that's going on outside. And we was in a very busy area, and they had some type of event going on at our hotel this weekend. So you know, it's cool. Whatever. There's a lot of people down there. So we down there, we pre-gaming, you know, drinking whatever, talking to some of the people that's in the bar from the little convention or whatever going on. And so we end up leaving out of there, and then we end up walking down. Like I said, we end up walking down trying to go find us some food. We end up finding this restaurant, and we sitting looking out the window, talking to people. And I don't know what it was. I'm guessing minutes after we've had our food, Noya calls Bird.
What's up? Where y'all at? I'm walking down over here, blah, 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 my folks. What's up? You never called me. You never called me. I've been blowing you up.
You are a damn lie. You hadn't called this girl at all today. She been in this car damn near hyperventilating because you have not called her. And so they end up coming down. So she tells her what restaurant we're at. And obviously they wasn't that far. And like I said, where we were, it wasn't that far from our hotel. And she knew what hotel. I'm guessing they was already down there and they was going to walk towards that way to our hotel or whatever to meet us. But like I said, we was already somewhere sitting. Minutes later, and she has this group of girls with her. And I'm guessing it was like her family, like her sisters, her cousins, or whatever like that. So, you know, she introduces them and all that. She introduced all of us to her. One girl, I'm guessing this girl was her cousin. I'm not going to get the girl a name. Noya's cousin, I mean, she wasn't very friendly. And the whole time we all standing there talking and getting to know each other, she had a stank face. I'm thinking I'm like, what's up with this one? You know, maybe she just having a bad day, whatever. Us women, sometimes we just be up and down about shit. So we end up putting some tables together, and, you know, they ordered up some food, and, you know, our food came out already, of course, and so they ordered their food, and we just all sitting down, talking, drinking, you know, just enjoying each other's company. Everything was going so smooth, which most trips in the beginning, they always do, right? So everything was going so smooth. So we end up getting our tickets and checking out and getting ready to leave out. So as we leaving out, Nolia's cousin is like,
oh damn, what y'all about to do now? I mean, I thought we was gonna go back to the house and go
whatever, some shit they had going on. She's like,
no, I said we was gonna come down here and, hang out with my homegirl and her people. I have other shit I need to do. I did not think we was gonna be down here in this heat, doing all this walking around. There's other stuff I need to do. We got this party going on. I need to go take care of this stuff for this party.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, and I'm exing Bird, like, we supposed to be going to a party later? Because like I said, nobody really had an idea of what this girl Nolia had planned for us. And I'm thinking maybe her and Bird had discussed some things, but she ain't told Bird nothing. So anyway, we, down there. We down there for another 3 or 4 hours and whatever. And they all was like, well, we're going to go, this girl. Because I'm guessing cousin was still tripping. She was still in a funky mood. So they end up want to leave. So whatever. 3 hours is a long time to be down there walking around and that shit anyway. It was just so congested and so crowded down there. And granted, New Orleans be a vibe, but for some reason, it wasn't giving this trip. And it wasn't because of all the shit that happened, but like the energy was so off down there for me. Like I felt weird energy the entire time. And I'm a person, I'm big on energy and I can sense certain things. And it just felt so off. And maybe that's why these bitches was acting all weird. But anyway, so we get, like I said, we end up leaving from down there. We go back to our hotel. We get a shower and we just sitting around the room. And so I'm guessing we all gonna link up and go hang out later on. But we haven't heard anything from Nolia. So I'm like, so what did you and Nolia discuss when we was leaving out the restaurant? Like, didn't she say we was finna do something else? I thought there was some party going on. She's like, she ain't telling me about no party. I heard them talk about a party, but they didn't invite me to no party. I said, so what was all that about her? Oh, I wanted to hang out with my friend and her folks. Like, she was just weird. Like, the lies that these girls were telling on this trip was just crazy to me. But anyway, so again, she's in a funk because she ain't heard from her friend Nolia. I'm like, you know what, girl, let's just go down here to the bar down here and get us a few drinks, Try not to worry about that. Again, you got us trying to enjoy our company. Trying to have a good time with your family that you got down here. She was just, I don't know what it was. Like I said, I don't know what it was about her and this girl, but she was acting like this was her bitch, and she was mad. Like, she was acting like this girl was her woman, and she cheated on her or something, because she was just, I can't explain it. It was just, you shouldn't be letting this woman ruin your time. I mean, granted, you came down here because it was her idea, but you're down here with your people too. Like, let her enjoy that time with her family. I mean, we still got some more days here. Maybe we all can hang out another day. I try to be optimistic about the thing. Like, you know what? And maybe because I've always been that way, I'm not gonna worry about what bitches don't want to have do something with me. I'm gonna make the most of the other situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make the most of the people that's around me now. Like, I guess that's one gift I have about myself. I know how to turn my feelings off for certain things when I want to turn them off for certain things. Like, you really gotta trigger me to a certain point for me to react based off my feelings. You know what I'm saying? For me to react negatively based off my feelings. Like, I have to be triggered in a poor manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be something bad to trigger me. Other than that, I know how to turn that shit off and act like I don't even know you exist. But not everybody can do that. A lot of people care about what other people think about them. Tania Renee has never gave a fuck. And maybe that's why I don't have many homegirls. Even at my big age, which is perfectly fine with me. I've always been kind of antisocial and mean as hell anyway. Anyway, so moving along. So, like I said, we get ready to go out or whatever. Of course, we go pregame at our bar and meet stepsis and her homegirl down there. And we end up walking around, down around Bourbon and shit. So we end up running to these guys, and they like, oh,
y'all want to go to a party? Y'all want to go to a club? We having this big party at this club, whatever. We can get y'all in. Our folks to own it.
So, you know, we talking to them, and we talking things over with them. We was like, don't y'all psych us out, because, you know, a lot of times in different places, men are known to try to talk women into coming to a certain place, and then it can be something else going on, you know, some traffic. I ain't gonna say that on this platform, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, it just be so much stuff going on, or like they're trying to collect money from people with, you know, saying they promoters, and it really don't get you into the club or event or whatever. So yeah, I always try to avoid situations like that. But they was really friendly. They was really friendly, and it wasn't given that they were trying to collect money from us. They were just trying to invite some pretty women out, which was cool with us. So, 10 minutes go by, and out of nowhere, here comes Noya and her posse. And this time, and yes, I say posse, like, or entourage, because it wasn't the 3 girls that was with her earlier that day. She had like men and a whole bunch of other people with her. It was so many of them. And I'm like, how did she find us? But I'm guessing her and Bird had been texting, and Bird was telling her what was going on, where we was at. Because I'm like, damn, how did she find us that fast? Like, she had a tracker on you or something? She got an air tag on you or something? Air tags went out, y'all. But anyway, so yeah. You know, we mingling with them, and then, again, the cousin is with her. Attitude on 20 already. I'm like, what's up with this chick? Like, why she got the stank face towards us, and mainly towards Bird? Like, she was looking at Bird like Bird stole her money. And so, you know, in the back of my mind, like I said, I'm always on defense mode. Like, I'm always analyzing stuff and peeping the scene when other folks are not peeping shit. So I'm thinking in my mind, I said, this girl must have been saying some stuff about Bird, because folks don't be acting weird with you unless somebody have told them some stuff about you. And I'm saying that the way this girl was acting towards Bird when Noya was talking to Bird, it just gave it. Because Bird would be trying to say something to her, and she would be snapping Bird off. And Bird would be like saying stuff to Noya, where it seems as though they was kind of like having a spat. She would be jumping into their conversation like she was ready to attack Bird. And we was like, damn, what's going on? Because it got to a point where they got loud. Like, her and Bird really had words. And so me and Steph just like pop up over there like, what's going on? You know, what's up, y'all? What's going on? She getting all defensive. You know, she's getting all rowdy and shit.
Hey, shit going on.
Well, I don't even remember the fucking conversation, honestly. So, you know, we like, okay, we just calm down. Like, nobody's trying to do anything. We just trying to figure out what happened. Like, what's going on? Like, what happened? She couldn't really say what happened. She just like,
You know what? I don't want to be around these weird-ass bitches.
Weird bitches? Like, how are we weird? Because ain't nobody trying to kiss your ass? Because she very much gave... You know, you got those women, they like pick-me bitches. I'm sure y'all heard it a lot. But it's so true. It's so many pick-me women out here in this world. Like, she pretty much gave it. Like it was a lot of guys around us, too. And, like, nobody was really saying too much to her. So, it's like she was trying to say and do certain stuff to be seen. Like, you got those women, you can tell when they just trying to be seen and heard. And I'm thinking, my man, somebody please get this bitch some attention, because she's doing way too much in front of these men. Like, how did a disagreement turn into something this big? Because she was at a point where she's ready to tussle with Bird. I said, yeah, this girl most definitely. And I'm talking to Steph sis and best friend, like, this girl most definitely has went back and said some negative things about Bird to her, because from the beginning she came with that negative energy, dogging the shit out of Bird. You know what I'm saying? With this stank scowl on her, that stank face. And Bird, every time Bird said something out her mouth, and especially if she said something to Noya, she most definitely had a face. She most definitely gave her a face as though the bitch stank or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. She most definitely gave her the stank face. So moving along from that, we ended up leaving from the little spot we was standing at or whatever. And they was like, oh,
y'all want to go inside the bar when they start the club?
Where the guys was telling us earlier or whatever.
It's like, these are folks.
We was like, you know what? No, we gonna go on to somewhere else. It was somewhere else we were trying to go, somewhere where they was just, we wanted to go sit down somewhere and, of course, get some more food because that's what we wanted to do. That's what we was there for. We was there to eat and drink, and that's what we did. So we was trying to go find some more food and go sit somewhere where they were playing music, like it was like a, like a bar and grill kind of setting. And, they got plenty of those down there. So we ended up finding a place like that. Some type of bar and grill little spot where they was playing music. They was doing some karaoke. We can sit and chill because we really wasn't feeling the energy from some of those girls that were with Noya. And it wasn't just Noya's cousin. It was some other chicks too. I guess they her cousin, sister, whatever too. He kind of was getting with the shit too. So we was like, we ready to fucking go. I don't know what's going on. Let's go somewhere else. So we ended up leaving from down there. But, so, we ended up leaving from over there. We go do that. And then, like I said, we end up chilling down there for a minute. Going back to our hotel. Chilled out there. So the next morning comes around. Bird in a funk because her and Noya, I guess they had been arguing back and forth. Again, why are you arguing with this girl? Why are y'all constantly having all these words? I mean, what's going on? Like, I'm like, be real with me. What's going on with y'all? Like, why are y'all acting like a couple? So, like, why y'all arguing like y'all boyfriend and girlfriend or some shit? Like, what the hell is that? Like, tell me what's going on. Because at this point, it's very much given that the way that these folks was edited with each other, I wouldn't even be texting nobody. Girl, I'm here to have a good time. I done took off work, saved my little coins to try to enjoy myself. Like, I'm not going to be doing all this with you. And then we not even together. You with your folks. I can see if we was in the same space, then the energy would be weird. I would want to clear the energy. But we're not even together. We're just running into each other. But apparently we wasn't running into them. She was telling them where we were. And so she was coming down there. But what she don't know was she was setting herself up for some bullshit. Because I feel like the things that was transpiring was some premeditated bullshit. And I say that because, like I said, we go throughout the day, we do our little thing. She ain't heard from Noya. We end up going to like the little club that the guys were trying to invite us to the day before. Before we go in there, we stop over and we get drinks. And like, like one of the little stands. They wanted those long cups with the colorful, flavored drinks and shit. And I'm like, y'all don't want to drink that shit. That ain't nothing but sugar. It's not strong. Like, and sure enough, we get ready to get to the club. And they had to down some of it because you couldn't take it inside the club. Sure enough, we get inside the club. Bert instantly feels weird. I'm like, I told you, don't drink that shit. That's too much sugar on your stomach. And she is small. She's tall, but she's small as hell. Like, I don't know if that even has anything to do with it, but different things react with different people. It reacts in their body a certain way. And I just feel like I said, we hadn't really ate, but we was drinking. And I just feel like the alcohol and the sugar just did not mix. The shit was nasty. I couldn't drink that shit. And it just got me some shots. But anyway, so yeah. She runs into the bathroom. We running out the hookers. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, because we was just sitting there. She was just dancing, whatever. Then out of nowhere, she's in the bathroom with her head in the sink. With her head in the sink. Not the toilet, but the sink. She couldn't make it to the toilet. So she in there throwing up in the damn sink. I'm like, oh my goodness. They gonna put her ass up out of here. And yeah, of course, we met and we met the men there. We ended up getting in. We didn't have to pay anything because, like I said, they was like this, they family spot. And we had met them there. They knew it was coming. One of the guys, so of course one of the guys come over to us because, me and best friend end up leaving out the bathroom. Me and best friend end up walking out the bathroom first before stepsis and Bird walked out. And they was like, what's going on? Is everything okay? She okay? She gonna be good? It was like, yeah, she just had too much of drinking or just didn't agree with her, so she threw it up. This silly girl walks out the bathroom like ain't shit happened. She back trying to buy other drinks or whatever. But like I said, shit, that drink didn't sit well with a lot of us. Didn't really sit well with any of us anyway. And so she probably did feel 1000% better throwing that trash up. But at that point, like, I kind of didn't want to drink too much more of that. I mean, and number one, like, I just didn't want to get twisted like that. I just didn't want to be, lit like that in public. I mean, yeah, I just didn't want to be lit like that. I just really didn't. Not like I have it in my lifetime, but at this point, I just don't like to be that toe up outside in public somewhere, and especially out of town. You know, and then somebody gotta be sober, hell. And then, like I said, we don't know if we're gonna run it, and then we don't know if we're gonna run into them bitches again because they was giving us weird ass energy from the get go. And before I could even get that shit out my mouth, here comes Noya and her fucking entourage. And so I'm instantly thinking, like, what the hell they doing here? Like, don't they supposed to be having a party? And so, you know, we see them, but so, you know, they see us, but they don't walk over. They don't instantly walk over. They didn't walk over there until like 30 minutes after they had been at the club. And it really wasn't all of them. It was Noya, loudmouth ass cousin, and I guess one of the sisters and some guy. They walk over to us, whatever. And, you know, they like, what's up? How long y'all been here? All the extra ass shit. I don't even really know the whole conversation. So, and then Bird and Noga step to the side. They having words, and I'm like, here they go with this bullshit again. So I'm convinced at this point that they had some shit going on because they was acting like a few nice couple in the club. You know, this shit was just weird. Like the way they was acting was just very much given that they had some shit going on. Bird in her feelings because she wanted to spend time with her girlfriend. And my thing is this: if you really want to be with her like that, you should have got a hotel room or went where she was at. You never should have invited me here. You should have went where she was at. Because I'm thinking like, shit, is she mad at you because you with me, baby? We ain't even on that type of time. The shit was, because why is she acting like that? So, of course, cousin putting her 2 cents into the shit.
What you not gonna do is be arguing with my cousin.
Just getting all loud, ready to fucking, you know, fight. Like, she was geared up to fight every time she was gearing up to swing on Bird. And we was like, hold the fuck up. Ain't none of that finna be going on. What's going on? What is really going on? Why are y'all constantly getting into it? Like, at this point, her stepsis was trying to, like, she was like, what's up? Because y'all been getting into it a little bit too much. What is the problem? I mean, is there a problem? What's really going on? Because what y'all not finna do is jump on my sister. So it goes in there. Here come the other entourage coming over there because now they thinking it's gonna be a problem. But one thing I will say about these guys that we were hanging out with, they won't let none of that shit fly, especially not with us. And so I'm guessing one of the owners, one of their folks saw that shit and they instantly was starting to escort that group of people up out of there to escort Noya and her entourage up out of there. They was like,
no, y'all gotta go. They was already here. They been, we seen that they was in here and y'all just came over here starting shit with them.
Like, they was putting their ass up out of there. And we was like, you know what? Hold on. I was like, you know what? They can stay. We're gonna go. It's time for us to go. Like, we don't feel comfortable. We're ready to go. Because how we know that they're not gonna try to do something to us when we ready to leave up out of here? So we was trying to go. The guys that invited us there, they end up was like,
you know what? We're gonna walk with y'all. We're gonna walk y'all halfway down.
Because we was like, yeah, we're gonna go back to our hotel. You know, like I said, we had stuff at our hotel. Like, we had a bar there and there was some stuff going on there. So we was like, we'll go back over there by our hotel. We chill. We'll just hang out with y'all tomorrow, you know, when all this is not going on. So they end up walking us halfway down. And as we walking, Noya and her entourage is walking behind us. They walking behind us, saying all kinds of crazy shit. I don't even know the stuff they was saying, but they was just really talking. They was talking so much shit, y'all. They was talking cash money shit behind us. Yes, I said cash money shit. They was talking so much shit walking up on us. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't trust these bitches. Let her and get the hell home. I did not come down here to be getting my ass beat, killed, stabbed, or locked up for some shit I have nothing to do with. Something I don't even know. Some shit I don't even know why it's transpiring and what's really going on. Bird wasn't really saying nothing to us at all. But in my mind, like I said, I'm a very observant person. And I pay attention to even the smallest detail in things. And just the energy going on around me. I'm like, that girl and Bird got some shit going on. Because they doing way too much. So, you know, we get down there to our spot. And of course, like I said, they following us. And the cousin run up and smacks Bird in the back of her head. And she's like, what the fuck? look around, and that's exactly who it was, the damn cousin. And the dudes wasn't that far from where we were. And so I guess they looked back and they seen that it was like a commotion going on. So they come sprinting over there to us and trying to break up Bird and the cousin, because at this point they hashing it out. They fighting. And so, you know, no, you're like, stop it. She fake trying to break this shit up. But in my mind, I feel like this shit was plotted from the beginning. You lied about us. Oh, yeah, and I missed the part. She invited us to come to their quote-unquote house party. That shit ain't finna happen with me. I'm like, ain't none of us finna go to no house party. We most definitely ain't finna. I said, ain't none of us about to go to no damn house party and be the guest of some people that we don't even know. We don't even know if they really like us. I said, this shit is very much given. They trying to set us up and do some other shit, because the energy has been weird with these bitches since we linked up with them. I mean, I granted the first time it was okay, and it probably could have been fake the entire time. But after we left out from eating, this shit got real weird. The energy got real off. And how we don't know that they trying to plot up, they trying to set us up and rob us or do anything to us, because they're trying to invite us somewhere we've never been at night to somebody's house. I ain't going to no goddamn body's house that I don't know. So that was not happening. So I felt, and then the fact that they was out at the club that night with us, I feel like it was fake. They was pretending that they was going to have a party, because had you spent some real money on a party and told people about some stuff and all extra shit, y'all wouldn't be out of the club. Y'all would be at y'all party, because you ain't just throwing no money away. I don't know. I feel like it was some other shit going on. And the fact that Bird was not trying to leave and go hang with her, because that's what it all boils down to. She was mad as hell. And then she was trying to say that, oh, you just trying to be up under Tania. Baby, me and Bird ain't even on this type of time, baby girl. So don't get that shit twisted. Ain't no bumping no coochies over here. Not for me and her any damn way. So, like I said, my assumption was right, because the shit came out. Bird finally broke down and told me what happened after we went to the room, after she got a fucking black eye. Like, yeah, she just told me every damn thing. And she's like, you can't tell my big sis, you can't tell my step sis, because she gonna let... I'm thinking to myself, shit, your stepsis in the room with her girlfriend, so how she gonna judge you? Because shit, they be giving a couple, but you know, I ain't gonna say that either. And I say that because the way her and her best friend fell out. Like I said, man, my intuition be right a lot of times. That was her girlfriend. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So, you know, her and Noah had been texting all that night. And I didn't even know they was texting all that night. So she kind of like slipped up and said it the next morning. I'm like, why are you still arguing with this girl? Like, I'm like, why would you want to have something going on with somebody that's insecure as hell, and every time that you don't jump and do something for them, they want to blow up like that. And then she trying to embarrass you in front of her folks. Like, I said, I feel like she on some setup type shit. She playing this bullshit ass trip, and she trying to get us to stay in this old rundown ass hotel, texting her and calling her, but she wasn't responding to you until you got to New Orleans. That says a whole lot about what was going on. And so the next day come, y'all. We just decided to like get some breakfast or whatever at this restaurant close by. And it's a restaurant that we have here in our city. And I was like, y'all, let's try this out. And also, best friend, she had like the nastiest attitude too on this trip. Like, I just didn't really highlight it in this story, because she wasn't really like one of the main characters that I'm talking about. But she had a stank ass attitude too. And so I was telling her about this play. And so they have like a dress code, so they want you to look a certain way. And she already wasn't feeling that. I'm like, but you been cute and dressed up the entire time. Why not this morning you don't want to put on shit to be cute? Why is it a problem? And then they didn't like the fact that the food was a la carte. You had to pretty much build your meals. But y'all, when I say the people give you so much food at this place, you're not gonna even want half of the shit that you done built for a meal. And the drinks was amazing. Like, they weren't complaining. Once they got their food and their drinks, she shut the fuck up, because I'm like, I told you this food good. Yeah. Fast forward, we do that and we just chill at our hotel. We chill at the pool. We, you know, drinks and all that shit. No, he had been texting Bird or whatever. And so she's like,
well, you know, I want to see you. Let's apologize. Let's start over.
Let's start over. I promise you, they shit pretty much give a couple.
She's like, I want to see you so I can apologize. And, you know, how about we start over?
I said, you don't need to start shit over with this girl. I said, you brother need to be her friend because this girl is on some set up shit. And if she really went on that type of time, she would have stopped that stuff with her cousin from the get-go. Like, she allowed that shit to happen. And she allowed her cousins to come up and hit you. She knew she was gonna come run up and hit you. She allowed this girl to jump on you like that. I said the only reason why I probably didn't go any further and she didn't get her licks in because shit, we was right there. We was trying to break the shit up. I feel like she was trying to jump in and do some shit too because she was like right up in there trying to hold you. Like trying to hold her so she couldn't really get her licks in. I know I seen that girl do that shit before we could even make it to them. Y'all saw I move my camera. Like I know I saw that girl do that shit. So anyway, she ended up coming to the hotel and I'm like, why would you do some shit like that? Why? And of course they asked outside too, but they didn't, but they couldn't come up into the hotel because I forgot to mention that the security and it was police down there. They broke that shit up and they was like they had to leave our hotel, so they couldn't come over to our hotel because they knew, and they knew we stayed in that hotel because, like I said, the people, the front desk people was like, no, they you know, they staying in this hotel. We don't know who they are. So we ended up going down there. She ended up going. I said, you know what? I don't want to see shit go. I said, I don't want to know nothing about what's going on there. Tell your sister to go with you. Because at this point, I was over the bullshit. I'm like, you trying to hold us to somebody that's obviously really not your friend or whatever y'all got going on. And why would you want to be around somebody like that? So she ended up meeting them down there, whatever. And they get into it. Like, big get into it. And Noya went by herself. She had her folks with her. So I'm guessing Bird had told her stepsister she was going to go down there. And as she's going down there, they down there jumping on her. Noya, her cousin, and some other chick. It wasn't even the cousin. It wasn't even the sister. It was some girl we didn't even see jumping on Bird. I said, I told you to stay your ass from down there dealing with this girl. And she was like, man, you gotta come on, There's some shit going on down there with Bird. Like, these girls and jumped on Bird or whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck? I told this girl don't go her ass down there. I'm pissed the fuck off at this time. And I'm really ready to drive back home at this point. Because I did not come down here for none of this fuck shit. I ain't come down here to be getting my ass jumped on by some bitches. I don't know. I didn't come down here for none of this. And I tried to tell this girl, do not go down there. I said, I feel like this girl's on some setup shit. She was on some setup shit the entire time. Like, from the beginning, she wanted to get Bird down here by herself and do whatever she was trying to do to Bird. I really feel like that shit. And the fact that y'all came along, I feel like that's why she was really mad because I deviated from her plan. I feel like that hotel that she was going to have us stay in was going to be where she was going to do some shit. And it's crazy because you think about some stuff that has happened to girls that have gone on trips with people. Friends end up getting killed or come on missing type shit. Like, I feel like it was going to be some shit like that. Like, you know, you just hear about these different stories of people going on trips with their friends and somebody end up getting hurt or coming up missing or something. Like, it really could have been some shit like that going on. I'm so grateful to have discernment because it's like I saw some crazy shit going on before it even really started. Like, I felt that something wasn't right. And like I told you, I felt weird ass energy the entire time we were there. This girl was not to be trusted from the beginning. She down there fighting them girls for a little second because she had both of her, like I said, it's because she had bruises and shit all over her body at this point. And of course she like, damn, I can't go home and tell my mama no stuff like this because she won't let me go on no more trips. She really don't like my stepsis. She gonna think of some setup stuff. Like, she was just really trying to like keep it all on a hush hush. And I'm like, me being who I am, the friend I am, I was like, you know what? I won't say shit to nobody about it. I won't even tell my folks about nothing like that. So y'all, like, at this point, I was too blue and ready to fucking go. That shit happened. But we was like, you know what? At this point, I don't even want to go out. Because we was going to go to this club or whatever. somewhere away from where we were. It was gonna be in another part of New Orleans. This real popping club that we was told about before we even got down there. Like somebody had told us about this spot. We was gonna try it out or whatever. So yeah, that ended up not happening. Like we actually dressed up, pre-gamed at our bar down there. You know, we we put some makeup to try to cover up some of her little scratches and scars or whatever, her bruises or whatever. But I guess, like I said, the energy was so weird. We didn't really want to do anything, and it had started pouring down, raining. That rain that we ran into coming through Mississippi to New Orleans, we encountered that rain in New Orleans. And this last night that we're down here. So I said, you know what? It just wasn't meant for us to do shit. So we end up coming back. We end up, you know, giving our keys back to valet, because like we actually started to drive and tried to find the spot. I said, you know what? No. I said, y'all, let's just go back. So we ended up coming back, give our keys to valet. We run upstairs to go change our clothes. And we was like, you know what? We're hungry. We all tired, annoyed. You know, because we was like dressed up in our dresses and heels and shit like that. So we ended up changing, and then we ended up Googling this place, and we called an Uber to take us closer to go find us some food, because it was so crowded down there. Even though it was raining like it was still packed around there. And people were still out partying, drinking, doing whatever. They do not care when they down there drunk and on bourbon and all that shit down there. So the driver couldn't take us all the way through, so we had to get out a little early and walk down. But y'all, when I say it was so worth it, the place was amazing. The food was so good. And it was like we went through like this back door, up these back steps or whatever. So much food that we couldn't even eat all that food. We ended up eating it the next morning for breakfast. So yeah, like we didn't do shit else, because the energy just was so off. Like, so the next day rolls around, you know, we saying our goodbyes to stepsis and best friend, you know, we packing up whatever, and you know, we head out. But we didn't leave right off. Like, we end up stopping over at this little cafe type place, and we got us some drinks. We didn't really eat anything because we ate the leftovers from the food we had the night before. So we end up stopping over, and you know, we got some drinks, and we chilled out in that little spot for a minute and headed home. Best friend and stepsis, they didn't leave till later on. Like I said, them girls, that's what they do. They travel like that a lot by themselves and just chilled. And they end up going to that one restaurant that we wanted to go to that night we went to the mall. Like, I left out some stuff in this. Like, we end up, that same day we linked up with them. We actually went to the mall that night, and we was going to go eat at this poppin' restaurant somewhere outside of the area we was in. Like, I was really wanting to do things around New Orleans and not just Bourbon and Canal and all that down there. But they was on some, but I'm going to say it was Bird trying to link up where her homegirl was going to be. Because I really feel like that girl didn't go stay at her folks' house. I feel like they was at some type of place around where we were, because she would be meeting up with us so quickly after we have just got out. She would be just popping up out of nowhere. Probably in an Airbnb that we originally was going to try to stay in. I feel like that's what the fuck was going on or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, that girl was on some setup type shit. And I don't know what she was trying to do to Bird. I don't know what the hell really happened between them, because Bird told me stuff, but I don't feel like she told me everything. And this shit ended up really bad. And maybe that's why the so-called cousin of her got into it back home, because she must have caught them together. Like, I really feel like all that was going on. Maybe I'm just conspiring with some shit, but it don't take much to put two and two together. Because why y'all had this big blow up? She mad because I'm here, because I'm another girl she think you messing off with. No, you're like, oh no. I told y'all, my intuition be right a lot of times. I know I be, it don't even matter at this point. It's gonna be some more shit coming out later. Anyway, y'all, I hope this was not too long. It's just so much happened, and I really couldn't get all this because it's already been damn near an hour, and I couldn't get everything in here because I'm not trying to drag this shit out. But y'all, anyway, before y'all leave, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, y'all. It is greatly appreciated. And if you already been tuned in with me and you haven't subscribed, y'all, I'm hoping one day you find something on my channel that makes you want to subscribe to my channel. Y'all leave a comment, a dog, a chicken, a bird, a cat. It is very much needed, and I appreciate it. It helps my channel. It helps with the algorithm. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Say hey sometime, y'all. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and stop this right here. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.